I'm your host, Paige Ryans, and today we are talking about the Garden State Film Festival. We are in our 24th year, New Jersey's premier independent film festival. The festival will return from March 26th through March 29th at 9 different venues throughout Asbury Park and Cranford, New Jersey. We have a great selection of over 200 incredible films from various countries for you. There's truly something for everyone here. There will also be tickets available at the door, but tickets are available now at gsff.org/tickets. And yeah, they'll be here. The tickets are also available at the door while supplies last. And now to meet today's filmmakers, I am here with the directors of Game Boys. With me, we have Kylie Mundell, Millie Munoz, and Ava Schneiderman. Welcome, welcome, everybody. How's it going?
Hi, good. How are you?
Yeah, thank you so much for being here. Very excited to talk about your film. Yes, super, super, super exciting. So I know I kind of gave an introduction. So I guess we can just jump in. If one of you or all of you wanted to just tell us about Game Boys.
Okay. I can take the reins if you guys don't mind real quick.
Go for it.
I've got the log line memorized. So Game Boys is a 2D, 3D hybrid film. If you don't know what that means, you can think like Spider-Verse or The Amazing World of Gumball, about a lonely girl whose neighbor comes over and he destroys her video game console, bringing the characters to life. And now she needs to decide, is she going to be able to defeat the final boss? Or maybe there's an alternative solution somewhere. So there you go. It's about friendship, really, at the end of the day.
Very cool. Very cool. And what inspired, like, what drew you to this script? Like, I know kind of, and this could be a question for each of you to answer, but like, what drew you to this script and what made you want to be part of it, like to direct it?
Millie, I feel like Millie and I talked a lot early on. Ava came in a little bit later after we already had the idea. So Millie, do you want to get into it a little bit?
Yeah, so Kylie and I discussed a lot because the main thing we had to figure out first was how we were going to do a 2D, 3D hybrid film. That was our first step. And so we thought of a bunch of different things, a lot of things we didn't like, some things we did like, and we kept coming back to this idea of these video game characters and this girl. And we kept playing around with it, and we got help from our screenwriter, Olivia Manor. She's amazing. And she really helped out a lot on this. And it just kept evolving and changing as we kept bringing it in, and we eventually found a good way to combine the 2D and the 3D elements, and I think it turned out really great. And it was really great for us too, because Kai and I were very close when we first started working on this, and so it was like a very, like, the theme of friendship kept coming up as we were developing.
Because friends.
friends.
And Ava really onto the project.
Yeah, the three of us really got closer together because of the film. So
yeah. Ava's got a really unique, specific tone to the kind of work that she does, and I mean, I think that she added such like a great vibe to not just the film in general, but the character that she animated, Lucas. Just brought him to life in a way that Millie and I hadn't before. So it was great to have her come on.
Yeah, I was really excited to join this group because I heard about you guys' ideas, and we knew each other beforehand, and I knew I wanted to work with Kylie and Millie. And it was just really fun to bring like their ideas to life. I knew that the character Lucas was going to be just like a cute, lighthearted, like little guy. Yeah. It was just a lot of fun. I liked just exploring that, but also giving him more like depth and not just keeping it like surface level.
Yeah, I fear we kept him so surface level before.
But I feel like it worked. You know, it worked. It worked. Yeah. The film. So you did a great job. Did anyone else want to say something? I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt if someone was getting ready to say something. What was your process of like filming like? Can you talk a little bit about that? I don't know who might want to grab the answer to that question, but like once the idea was kind of like came together. You know, you have your three awesome directors that know their stuff. How did that go? Like, how did that go toward translating that on screen?
Mm-hmm. Well, it was for a class. So once we had the idea, we pitched it to our class. um, and then we were given the opportunity to get mentored by Lauren Faust, which was crazy.
Which was so awesome.
Yeah, creator of My Little Pony, if you haven't heard of her. And she helped us develop the idea in storyboards. And so we spent a semester in storyboards. And then the next semester, we had her again for rough animation. So we spent 6 months there doing the rough animation, voice recording, lots of development work, like style. Yeah, exactly.
Storyboarding them over and over, yeah.
And then the third semester was cleanup and compositing and backgrounds and really tying everything together, locking
and then trying
in.
to fix every little thing that we hadn't planned in the beginning, like how to do that one shot where it was like, we had one shot that is like this pan up in a 3D environment, so you can't just have a still background. And we had like no idea. We had a theory of how we were going to do that, and if Millie, if you want to talk about it, but we didn't know for certain if it was going to work until like we attempted it like the last week or two of the deadline. We were like, let's see. If it hadn't worked, we would have been like, there would have been no way to do that shot. So.
Yeah, because our backgrounds are 2D.
Yeah, this film was very technically intensive, trying to figure out how to mix the two mediums in a way that looks right and makes sense, and serves the story, because
all the work that you did. Sorry to cut you off, but thank goodness, because you figured out so much stuff. And
yeah, like pretty late in the game, I figured out we could put some 2D assets into the 3D scenes and kind of make them look more cohesive. Like there are some shots that I did in 3D, bringing in Kylie and Ava's backgrounds and their animations, and it looks right and they look together. So it took a lot of time to figure all of that out. It was very, very, like I said, technically intensive.
Yeah, my mantra was, thank God we have Millie, because we wouldn't have been able to do this otherwise.
Literally.
That's awesome. Well, listen, I'm glad that it worked out, because sometimes you have to take
Me too.
You have to take that risk, and taking that risk and you have to have Millie on your team as well. That's important. So, but I feel like everyone did a great job with kind of having their part in making this as successful as it was, and that actually kind of answered my question. I was going to ask, were there any like creative challenges?
What do you do?
Okay, welcome back. I was gonna ask my next question. What did this, and we might have already talked about this, but was there anything in this film that allowed you to kind of like explore things that you hadn't previously done as a director? So I imagine, as this kind of, as a part of, you said this was a part of an assignment or a project. So I imagine there's probably something that, that you were able to learn. Was there anything that you wanted to speak to?
I mean, I had never done anything 3D related.
Yeah, the whole thing was basically the first time that we were doing almost everything. Like it was all basically an experiment. Basically just learn by doing. Getting to direct the voice actors, that was one of the things we got to do that we'd never done, which was really fun. And you could tell, like, we could feel like our improvement from like the first to the very last session when we joined, like when we did each of them,
Yeah.
First we were like super nervous and we had like no idea what to do. We were just like, hi, so just like say these lines, and then by the last one we were like, we kind of understand a little bit better what not to do. But
we wasted a bit of money there.
Yeah.
How about you, Millie?
I mean, this is our thesis film for school, so really the whole thing was a learning experience. Like Eva was saying, like we've never done something to this scale before. We've never made a project at this level, so really every step of the way we were learning together, and our professors were helping us. So pretty much everything was just a big learning experience. But like we've come out of that, and like we look back at the film, we're like, oh, we could do these things differently, but like that's like the woes of being an artist, right? But like we have all that experience now. So like if we want to do something, we know how to do it.
Right.
So
Yeah,
Mhm.
that
that's
was
the
really
crazy
good.
part.
I think also
Yeah.
just working with a team, like a big team, and having all the organization, that was like one of the newer experiences. Because before this, we
Yeah.
had our own like individual sophomore films that we did our sophomore year, and that was just on our own. So this is the first time where you're working with a mentor, you're working with like 2 other directors, so it's not just like your input and you're all like, swapping ideas. We have a writer, we have like a producer and all this stuff, so you gotta like be very organized, and Kylie was really good about keeping us super organized. That was also really great because like everyone has their own strong suit and we all get to like contribute, and like all the ways that you would have failed on your own as like a filmmaker, you're like finally working with people and you have they can step in for you and you get to like make something better than you ever would have been able to make.
I know. We had like 60 people working on this production. And it was more people than I'd ever worked with before. And it was just great, like learning how to deal with all those different people moving at the same time, doing their own individual projects, and like we have to come to a consensus before we can even direct them. So yeah, it was fun though.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. Especially, I'm always like, it's always so cool learning about how like the amount of people that take part into a project,
especially because our film was like what 3 minutes or something, or 4 minutes. 3 minutes, and the credits just keep rolling. Like I was doing the credits for that, and it took me so many variations just to get everyone in, or else the credits was going to be like the same amount of time as the film itself. So
and they're still too fast.
Yeah. The credits are always fast, right?
Yeah, right.
But that's awesome. That's I'm really happy. It's nice working with a team, like you said, Ava, of just like filling in on those strong suits. Like there's people that, in areas where you might not think you're the best, there's always someone to fill in. Even though you might be as good as you think. But I think so. But yeah, so I have a fun question. So for each of you, if you could drop yourself into the main character's favorite game, would you survive, and would you choose fighting or friendship?
I would not survive. I'm terrible at video games. I'm horrible. And I think I would choose friendship. That just feels like me, I feel like I like to take the alternate route, and I would, like Amani, assume that I'm supposed to not befriend this guy, and then it works. I don't know.
Yeah,
I would die.
Hesitancy a little bit. I'm just like,
no.
Understandable.
Amani did not land a hit and would have done better than me. So.
That's so real.
It's okay. Millie, Ava, what about either you?
I would survive in the game, actually. Mostly because I was kind of like in our project, I was in charge of all that, so I know it all. I get it. I was the
the
video game person. Like I brought in my own experiences, so I think I would do pretty good in the game. And I would also befriend, because that is just also like naturally kind of like the route that I would take playing video games. So. And Blackheart deserves it, so he deserves some friendship.
That's true. You were like our video game consultant.
I was.
I was gonna say, oh, sorry.
No, you're good. I was saying, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'd probably die. I mean, if it's like it's a video game, like, and I'm just like plopped into it, I would certainly die within like minutes. I would probably choose to fight, because that's what I would assume you have to do in a video game. Try to fight, but. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't think of friendship, but maybe if I spent a long time, I guess it's like a void that they're kind of living in. It's just like me as Evergreen and Blackheart alone. So eventually, I'd probably come to friendship as the natural conclusion.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's valid.
Yeah,
that is very valid.
That could be fun. Yeah,
that's beautiful. Yeah. You turn back around.
Yeah,
you're like, sorry, I hurt you.
Yeah,
I know better.
A little plot twist in there somewhere. Yeah, Game Boys Part 2 or something.
Wait,
we've talked about it.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay, so excited about that being in the works, possibly.
Yeah. Imani and Lucas get isekai'd. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because I feel like there's something, there could be a continuation. So
I mean, come on, Netflix, hit us up.
very cool, very cool. Well, as we come to the end of our time with our interviewing, I have one more question, and that is, will each of you be joining us in person at the festival this year?
Oh, probably not. We live on the other side of the US, but our voice actor for Lucas might be going.
Fun.
Cash. So
Yeah.
you'll see Lucas
Where does
there.
he? Do you remember where he lives? I forget. He's close though, right? Or is
He's
he?
in the
by the
area.
East
Yeah,
Coast,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna dox him, but yeah. He is 16, so I'm not gonna say.
Fair. Okay. Well, we wish you could be joining us in person. But we're very excited. We're very excited to just showcase your film. We're excited for everyone to see your film. And yeah, we'll be supporting here on the East Coast. So again,
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Don't forget to check out, for everyone watching, don't forget to check out Game Boys and the 24th Annual Garden State Film Festival, March 26th through March 29th. You can get your tickets at gsff.org/tickets. And once again, thank you all so much for being here and for chatting about the film. And we'll see you then. All right?
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's been a
Take
pleasure.
care.
Thank you.